right, here we are. Hey folks, here we are back in the jet stream, and lucky tonight to have Bryce Rabideau with me with a little tiny instrument, and he'll play a larger instrument later, even with some electrical reinforcement. So we're in for all kinds of excitement here. But we'll start with something pretty simple, a little rolling folk song called Best I Got here. 3, 4. If you're lonely, I'll be your best friend. If you're lonely, I'll be your best friend. Call my number, I'll come round again. If you're hungry, I'll make something hot. If you're hungry, I'll make something hot. May not be that special, it'll be the best I got. Seems like yesterday is hanging around, making trouble in the hood. I would dearly love to make a new start, but every time I try, it's no good. If you're broken, I'll help you get away. If you're broken, I'll help you get well. If they ask me, I won't ever tell. When I'm lonely, and even when I'm not, when I'm lonely, and even when I'm not, can I call your number? 'Cause you're the best I got, the best I got. Can I call your number? 'Cause you're the best I got, the best I got, the best I got, the best I got. All right, best I got. All right, I'm going to be doing some old, some new, even one completely unrecorded song, so don't get comfortable. We'll try and surprise you on occasion. This next song is what I call a vignette song, which is to say small stories tied together with a chorus. And these vignettes may seem exotic, but they're all strictly true. imported fruit from the markets of Marseille. His future never longer than the hours of a day. He played his silver whistle with the gypsies in their camps, slept beneath the wagons in the cold and the damp. Songs of forgiveness, chants of the brave, hymns of oblivion of princes and slaves. Body of innocence, soul of the moon, smoke on the meadow, fire so soon. She was dancing with her lover across the colored line. She said she'd leave South Africa. It was 1969. She asked me for some money to help pay for her flight. She'd look him up in Memphis and it would be alright. Songs of forgiveness, chants of the brave, hymns of oblivion of princes and slaves. Body of innocence, soul of the moon, smoke on the meadow, fire so soon. Working in the barrios, well dressed among the tatters, blessed and believing, he thought that he could matter. When the police came to take him, no one was surprised. His comrades crossed the border in the dark of the night. Songs of forgiveness, chants of the brave, hymns of oblivion of princes and slaves. Body of innocence, soul of the moon, smoke on the meadow, a fire so soon. Chants of the brave, hymns of oblivion of princes and slaves. Body of innocence, soul of the moon, smoke on the meadow, the fire so soon. The fire so soon. So soon. Okay, our next one takes a little bit of guitar adjustments, and it's a song that's is from the newest album, the album called "Looking for the Light," and let's see. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's take some fancy capoing here. called Caravan, and it's written about, the refugee situation, especially the one that started kind of getting worse. It seems like in the 2010s, where people were running from not just poverty, but from violence in several Central American countries. I wrote this from the point of view of a young man in El Salvador who had witnessed such violence and decided to head off to find a new life. Caravan. We were living in a one-room shanty on the outskirts of San Salvador, when La Mata came to take my sister. My brother took off out the door. I saw him running, heard the thunder, saw him stumble, heard him fall, heard him fall. Now I'm on the road across Oaxaca, walking in a caravan. I'm heading for the land of dollars. I want to live to be a man. I saw him running, heard the thunder, saw him stumble, heard him fall, heard him fall. La migra wants to know my reasons. Just inside the San Isidro gate, I can hardly speak from shaking. All I can think of is my brother's face, 'cause I saw him running, heard the thunder, saw him stumble, heard him fall, heard him fall. La migra didn't buy my story. They put me on an aeroplane. As I look down on the Sierra Madre, I know that I'll be back again. I saw him running, heard the thunder, saw him stumble, heard him fall, heard him fall. I heard him fall, heard him fall, heard him fall. All right. There was some Spanish in there, which I forgot to translate for you. La Mara Salvatrucha. La Mara is one of the gangs and one of the more vicious ones. And of course, La Migra, we've probably heard that now. It refers to immigration authorities in the U.S. and not necessarily a popular group with immigrants and who are coming across the border and sometimes not being treated incredibly well. Right, so this next one I'm going to do is, oh yes, it's The Sweetness of This. And this is what I would call a special occasion song. And the fact that I wrote it also for the acoustic guitar project turns out to be less important. I mean, it was to the beginning. It was a celebration song called The Sweetness of This. Let's see if we're in the right key. We're in the right key, but the wrong tuning. That'll work. All right. The Sweetness of This. 2, 3, 1. Together alone on a mountaintop, with a vision as clear as a mist, in a world full of airplanes and trolley stops, brought to life by the sweetness of kissed. We were wandering dreamers lost in the clouds, who had read all the poets and cried, daring to say things right out loud, with no way of knowing we lied. And the wheels kept on turning, the tarot cards never seemed right, and the fires kept on burning, lighting our way through the night. Through the night. We followed the west winds to Africa, to China and Greece and Japan. Now the children of children give back to us the fullness of gifts and demands. Now our places are teeming with memory, the burden and grace of our things. Listening's changing to harmony, as the night birds they rustle their wings, and the wheels keep on turning. Tarot cards never seem right, but the fires keep on burning, lighting our way through the night, through the night. Together alone on a mountaintop, with a vision as clear as a kiss, in a world full of airplanes and trolley stops, kept alive by the sweetness of this. And the wheels kept on turning, the tarot cards always seem right, and the fires keep on burning, lighting our way through the night, through the night, through the night. Some sweet notes from Bryce Rabideau there. The next one, actually, let me take a short commercial intermission there, and I can show you a caption. And if you're moved to contribute financially to the enterprise, that this is the way to do it. You can go to paypal.me/Christopher Mark Jones and make a contribution. I also wanted to, as you know, I've got a new CD out. If you make a donation for the show tonight and leave your address, I'll be happy to mail you the new CD. That is if you have a CD player, and if you don't, you'll still have the object, which you can put up on your mantle and throw darts at or something like that. They're good for something. I know what they're good for because my wife and I put some CDs in the vegetable garden last week, and they kept the birds away. So there you go. There's 2 reasons. Sorry, that was a little distracting. But this next song is one that is unrecorded. It's not on the new album. And it is a song that is issued from the kind of, there's a peninsula in Quebec called the Gaspesian Peninsula, Le Gaspe for short. And many of the residents there, well, there's a lot of immigration in the Gaspe and in the Maritimes. And some of the immigration came from the west of France, Brittany and Normandy, where the Celtic tradition is strong. And then, of course, some of the immigration came from Ireland and Scotland. So there's a lot of that Celtic influence in that area, and a lot of musicians and musical acts that come out of there that play in that tradition. Now, I actually wrote this, and I'll dedicate it to my sister, who I think is lurking, and played on a recording that we made, and Bryce is going to, as did many family members. But right now we're going to do a 2-person version of it, and it's called A Morning in Gaspe. It's 2 stories woven together. Well, one of them isn't, the English one really isn't a story, it's just kind of a meditation, and the French one is a story. So you'll see. A Morning in Gaspe, Un matin au Gaspe. Wheel and spin. The waves climb slippery up the rocks and then pull back again. A time was once that now is gone, when song was all around. Now we huddle in our huts and tremble at the sound. Elle est partie, et mon enfant avec. J'ai pensé au noir corbeau, mon pauvre cœur au bec. Mais je pleure pas, je suis content d'avoir sauvé mes couilles. Au lieu de me les arracher, elle me les laisse en rouille. This time the time has come to render what we owe. Come sing with me among the leaves before we taste the snow. So rosin up your fiddle bow, the hour it is to dance. We'll play the songs our fathers knew from the far coast of France. The time has come. La belle n'est pas au bois dormant, elle est dedans la ville. Elle m'oublie dans mon tourment qui me laisse pas tranquille. Mais viendra un beau matin dans ce perdu Gaspe où je vivrai simplement comme un nouveau-né. A reasonably approximate version of that song in any case, but it's all good. Let's see here. Get the commercial interruption out of the way briefly here and move along. Believe it or not, we're going to do a cover song, but one which is it's a song that I learned from he's not a mentor, but was a performer that and writer that I admired, a guy named Taj Mahal, whom many of you know. But it's a song that he sang, written by Jerry Coffin and Carole King, and they're all monsters in a good way, right? So it's called Giant Step. It's from an album called Giant Step. Oh boy, this is many, many, many years ago, probably in the 80s. Wonderful guitars on that record called Jesse Ed Davis.
Jesse Ed Davis, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Giant Step. 3, 4. You say you failed at love and lost, and sorrows turned your heart to frost. I will mend your heart again. Remember those feelings as a child when you woke up and morning smiled. It's time we felt like that again. There's just no percentaging, remembering the past. It's time you learn to live again and love at last. Come with me, leave your yesterday behind. Take a giant step outside your mind. Stare at me with disbelief. It's safe for you, there's no relief. Woman, I swear I won't do you no harm. You sit inside your lonely room, staring back inside that gloom. Woman, that's not where you belong. Come with me, I'll take you where the taste of life is green. And every day, it's got to be seen. Come with me, leave your yesterday behind. And take a giant step outside your mind. You say you failed at love and lost. Sorrows turned your heart to frost. Well, I will mend your heart again. Remember the feeling as a child when you woke up and morning smiled. It's time you felt like that again. There's just no percentaging, remembering the past. It's time you learn to live again and love and last. Come with me, leave your yesterday behind. Take a giant step outside your mind. Take a giant step outside your mind. Take a giant step outside your mind. All right. That song does have a certain resonance. They being locked up in a lonely room and being gloomy and so forth, and we like to think that we're emerging maybe from the darkness, and let's hope we are. But we're part of a global community, and there's a long ways to go. All right. So this next one is the title song from my last album. It's called Incantations. And the word incantations is a fun word because it can mean more or less whatever you want it to. Let's see if we are in tune. I like the sound of that. Incantations. I was born among believers in the green and dripping West. Read Kerouac's new Bible and mistook him for the best. Then I wandered into politics and I let them touch my face. I lost not just my innocence, but my one slim chance of grace. So I sing these incantations, revelations to no one. Yes, I sing these incantations to salvation. Come undone, come undone. Kept her Christmas cards and the titles to our slaves, wrote Pentecostal histories in which we all were saved. We came from ancient nomad clans, they kept careful track, but with the mess we've made here, they would never have us back. So we sing these incantations, revelations to no one. Yes, we sing these incantations to salvations. Come undone. Are all the children godless and yet still speak in tongues? These must be distant memories from when the world was young. Spent far too many moments doing penance for my nights. Instead of asking for forgiveness, I kept asking for my rights. my only hope of happiness is to step right off this earth and come back as a copperhead. I'll pray for virgin birth, so I sing these incantations, revelations to no one. Yes, I sing these incantations to salvations. Come undone. Come undone. Come undone. All right. Bryce Rabideau on electric guitar, Telecaster, for those guitar freaks out there. Nice shiny one.
Oh, yeah. As shiny as it could be.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's right.
You know.
That's right. Got the sweat shine. All right, so we're gonna take a step sideways here and do. I have many what I call good love songs, and there's a reason for that. But there's lots of bad love out there too, and this is a song about one that didn't work out so well. It's called Bobby and Ginny. Bobby came home from the laundromat. He set down his clothes and his key. He was alone in his two-room flat. Now he could do what he pleased, 'cause Jenny had moved back to Memphis. She took both the kid and the car. Bobby took down a photograph that hung on the wall like a scar. Jenny drove off in the Mustang when Jimbo sat next to their son. She knew even Bobby would soon divine he just could not be the one. Jenny had loved with abandon, but abandon was all Bobby got. Bobby took down his George T. Stag and poured himself a double shot. It was so hard to believe that his business had been nothing but fooling around. Happy was something he dreamed of, lonely was all that he found. Bobby turned on the TV and watched Geraldo for a while. Those people he used to make fun of could no longer get him to smile. He thought about making his exit, about putting a slug in his head. Bobby took down his 22 and shot up the TV instead. It was so hard to believe that his business had meant nothing but food and a ride. Happy was something he dreamed of, lonely was all that he found. Happy was something he dreamed of, lonely was all that he found. Bobby and Jenny. Okay, so we are, let me show you the donation address again. We are approaching our last song here. And I'll thank Bryce again, but quite the pleasure. Quite the pleasure.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks for having me on.
And, it may be a sign of some movement in more opening. There are a few outdoor concerts happening, but it looks like this streaming thing is sort of part of the landscape for the foreseeable, I would say. So it's great of you folks to come and listen. And I'm going to finish with a song that's dedicated to the small town I grew up in, and to a particular guy that I knew. Had a big V8. He tended to drive it around the circuit most nights. Sometimes I'd get a ride. Sometimes you might get a girl to give a ride to. Very important to him. So this song's called Driving. Driving on, gonna keep on driving till the road is gone. Got an aching inside me, no one to guide me, so I keep on driving, keep driving on. Woke up last Monday, I put on my shoes, I thought of my working day. Got the working day blues. I got in my car, heard the big engines roar. Remember the driving is what I'm working for. So I keep on driving, keep driving on. Keep on driving till the road is gone. They'll never find me, I'll leave them all behind me. Wanted to party and drive. Took the first job going that would keep me alive. My Lisa likes riding. I'll pick her up at school. Her college friends can't believe it. They think I'm a fool, but I keep on driving. Keep driving on. Keep on driving till the road is gone. Life's full of red lights. You can't get lost in the headlights. But I keep on driving. Keep driving on. Came home last Monday. I drove round the block. I walked up the steps, put my key in the lock. The house was in darkness, a note on the door. Now I got nothing to be coming home for. But I keep on driving, keep driving on. Keep on driving. The road is gone. Got no one to love me. She thinks she's above me. But I keep on driving. Keep driving on. Keep on driving. Keep driving on. Keep on driving. Keep driving on. All right, folks. Thank you all for coming and donating if you can, and being there most of all. And thanks again to Bryce Rabideau and the sweet mandolin and the shiny Telecaster.
Yes, sir.
All good. And I'm sure we will be doing this again sometime, if not in the immediate future, in the intermediate future. Now that we're back maskless and somewhat liberated. But thanks again for coming, and we'll see you all again soon. Good night.